Global economy and technology news for today. Microsoft cuts 4,800 jobs as industry infrastructure spending surpasses $700 billion. The software giant announced a contraction of roughly 2% of its workforce to offset skyrocketing capital expenditures in data centers and silicon engineering. The decision mirrors a broader structural shift where legacy tech firms are reducing administrative headcount to protect profit margins against historic artificial intelligence development costs. South Korean semiconductor stocks dropped significantly despite record earnings from Samsung Electronics. The Korea Composite Stock Price Index dropped nearly 5%, weighed down by sharp declines in primary microchip producers Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix. Despite Samsung reporting a 19-fold increase in quarterly operating income, investor anxiety over whether heavy capital investment in artificial intelligence infrastructure can sustain long-term profit margins triggered an aggressive market correction. Broadridge Financial Solutions processes $7.5 billion in tokenized funding markets. The global financial technology leader revealed that its distributed ledger repo platform achieved record-breaking transaction volumes for the month of June. The milestone signals a growing transition where traditional Wall Street institutions are shifting from experimental testing to active daily integration of blockchain architecture for capital settlement. Space Exploration Technologies Corporation joins the Nasdaq 100 index following massive public offering. The aerospace giant officially debuted on the prominent equity index today, solidifying its position among the world's most valuable non-financial entities. The index inclusion mandates index-tracking exchange-traded funds to purchase the stock, driving further retail and institutional capital into the private commercial space sector. Global oil prices edge upward as markets shift from geopolitical tensions to OPEC+ production target increases. Brent crude and West Texas Intermediate futures recorded modest gains as Middle East anxieties stabilized, pivoting trader focus toward underlying supply fundamentals. Market volatility remains capped by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies expanding production by nearly 200,000 barrels per day starting next month. Global technology industry layoffs surpass 150,000 workers for the first half of the year. Aggregated employment indices indicate that corporate downsizing in the technology sector for the first 6 months of this year has officially outpaced the entire 12-month total of the previous year. Financial analysts cite artificial intelligence task substitution and Wall Street pressure to absorb high computing infrastructure bills as the primary drivers. United States Federal Open Market Committee holds benchmark steady as inflation concerns persist under new leadership under the guidance of the newly appointed Federal Reserve Chair. Central bank policymakers left the federal funds rate unchanged at a restrictive range of 3.5 to 3.75%. The committee signaled a prolonged high interest rate trajectory, citing sticky services sector inflation and volatile international energy costs. Huawei and Rain launch world first massive multi-out 5G network in South Africa. The telecommunications partnership has deployed thousands of commercial cell sites using sub-1 GHz low-band spectrum to massively scale mobile broadband footprint. The engineering breakthrough allows lower frequencies to deliver 3 times the data capacity and deeper indoor coverage than standard installations, establishing a template for global network rollouts. Saudi Arabia executes largest monthly oil price discount for Asian buyers in over 2 decades. State energy company Saudi Aramco drastically cut its official August selling price for Arab light crude to Asia to more than $1 below regional benchmarks. The aggressive price reduction comes as the kingdom attempts to maintain competitive market share amid sluggish manufacturing and industrial demand indicators coming out of China. Broadcom solidifies Apple partnership with major long-term silicon supply agreement. The semiconductor manufacturer secured extensive contracts to provide advanced wireless connectivity components for future consumer hardware product lines. The deal provided stability to the broader technology sector, helping the National Association of Securities Dealers automated quotations and Standard & Poor's 500 indices rebound after a volatile week. Thank you for your attention.